Australia and New Zealand by Christine Lindup. Chapter 1. An enormous land. What kind of country is Australia? Firstly, Australia is big, 7 million square kilometers. In fact, only 5 countries in the world, Russia, Canada, the United States, China, and Brazil, are larger than Australia. One part of Australia, Western Australia, is 4 times as big as Texas, or 11 times as big as Great Britain. The journey from Perth in the west to Sydney in the east takes about 4 hours by plane. That is longer than the journey from Madrid to Moscow. And if you walk all around Australia along the coast, you will travel 25,760 kilometers. Australia is also low and flat. Only 5% of the land is above 600 meters. But there are mountains in the southeast Australia and in Tasmania. The highest mountain is Mount Kosciuszko at 2,228 meters. It is in the Great Diving Range, near the eastern coast. Australia is hot and dry too. 2/3 of the country, mostly in the center and in the west, is desert. There are hills and big dry salt lakes, and it is very difficult to grow anything. The temperature is often 35 degrees or more in the summer months, and not many people live there. There are some big rivers, like the Murray-Darling, which is 2,700 kilometers long, but in parts of Australia it sometimes doesn't rain for years, and 80% of the country gets less than 600 millimeters of rain a year. In the north, half of the year is wet and half is dry. From November to April, heavy rain fills the rivers and makes enormous lakes where thousands of birds come for the summer. From May to October, the north is often sunny and dry for weeks, and it is a popular place for winter holidays in the sun. Winter holidays? On this side of the world, of course, the seasons are different from seasons in the northern countries. December is in the summer and June is in winter. Tasmania is cooler and wetter than the rest of Australia, with high mountains, thick forests, and some of the world's oldest trees. So, although it is true that much of Australia is flat and dry, it also has hills and mountains, rainforests, deep river valleys, and wonderful beaches. In all of this enormous country, there are only 20 million people. Most of them live close to the coast in the east, southeast, and south of the country, where the summers are warm and the winters not too cold. There are only 2.6 people to every square kilometer in Australia, one of the lowest numbers in the world. In fact, this means that there are large part of the country with very few people at all. And 84% of the people in Australia live on just 1% of the land.